96.7 KCAL rocks. It is Patrick in the morning, and it is your Thursday on Kegger Week nonetheless. Time to talk to our guy. Pep, what's going on?
Yo, what is cracking? Of course it's a big week, and, if you're a basketball fan or a hockey fan, the seasons are over in the NHL and the NBA. If you want to crown them, and we did. We've got champions this week in both leagues. First, we'll start with the NBA. The Denver Nuggets only needing 5 games to get past the Miami Heat. Again, 1,000 apologies to everybody out there who, I told you, the Western Conference didn't have a dominant team. There was not a team that was, that you had to fear or be afraid of. The Lakers could make a run. The Clippers could make a run. My Kings could make a run. I was wrong in all of it. The Denver Nuggets are that good. Now, I'm not ready to say they're a dynasty, but they are pretty young, and they should be back and be competitive again next year. But, man, I was wrong. I whiffed on the Denver Nuggets. They are that good, and they mowed through everybody to get to that championship.
Yeah, I think some of it is the history of Denver. It was just hard to believe that Denver could actually do it. And you also always kind of thought that maybe the altitude was the reason they ever won anything before. But I think they finally proved it, that with Jokic and Murray, that they can do it. And you're right, that could be sustainable, it looks like.
It is. If they did it again next year, then I'd say, okay, this is a dynasty. They're trying to put together something like Golden State. But again, I go back to like what Milwaukee did when they won the NBA championship. Now, Milwaukee is now still one of the best teams in the NBA, but we saw they bowed out in the first round this year. So it's always hard to say. Injuries happen. There's so many variables. But are they the best team right now? Do they have the best player in the world right now? Yes and yes. The Denver Nuggets are your NBA champions.
Yep.
So that's over. The NBA season's over. And in the Stanley Cup Finals, the Las Vegas Golden Knights, in fact, they only needed 5 games to win the championship in the NHL. And Las Vegas hammered the Florida Panthers in that series. I think they scored like 9 goals in the decisive Game 5 to clinch that. So I don't know, maybe Las Vegas is that team to beat now going forward in the NHL.
Yeah, Vegas, man, because something else, right? Vegas has transformed.
Now, all you need is the Raiders, right, to do something like it'll be a championship, professional sports city.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, just wild. Yeah, they are still a very, very young franchise. So for them to win the Stanley Cup, that is saying something. But Patrick, if I can circle back to the NBA real quick. Yes, the Denver Nuggets are the champions, but now, we're only a couple of days out. I know the Nuggets are going to have their championship parade today. They're, downtown Denver's going to be going nuts. But we got to be looking ahead to next season now. Who's the favorite? Who's the team to beat? And if you're a Lakers fan, you're thinking, okay, maybe we go out and do a move or two, a trade or two, or bring in a veteran or two. And there's this speculation right now that Kyrie Irving's a free agent. Does he go back to the Dallas Mavericks? Does he join LeBron with the Lakers? What's Kyrie Irving going to do? Could he be the missing piece for the Lakers?
I think, yeah, part of the deal is in Dallas, not necessarily working out great for Kyrie. Once again, everywhere he goes, there is a common denominator, right? But he did have success with LeBron, so I think everybody will have that belief that it could happen here in LA. Maybe, man.
Well, there was this sneaky rumor, if you read a lot of the reports online, that the Mavericks do want Kyrie Irving back, but Kyrie was trying to lure LeBron out of Los Angeles to go to the Mavericks, to go to Dallas. Now, I don't see that happening, but I guess if he wants to play with Kyrie that bad, and Dallas wants to keep Kyrie that bad, maybe, if the stars align perfectly, that could happen. But, yeah, I just don't see LeBron leaving the Lakers, especially with Bronny now playing for USC, playing college basketball in the same city.
I do not see Kyrie dictating where LeBron is going to go. I see it the other way around.
I don't know. There's this weird dynamic where they need each other to be successful. And, if Kyrie didn't want to leave Dallas, would LeBron actually leave and go there to go chase maybe one more ring, right? What's LeBron, 38 years old? Maybe go chase one more ring if he thought the Lakers couldn't do it. If he thought, Anthony Davis wasn't that running mate to get him to another NBA title. But that's a stretch for me, man. I love conspiracy theories, but even for me, that's a stretch. I don't see that happening.
Yes, it is definitely a stretch.
All right, so NBA, NHL, we crowned the champions. That's over. Hey, we're going to crown a champion in Los Angeles at the end of this weekend for the U.S. Open. It's another golf major taking place at the LA Country Club this weekend. And Patrick, of course it's a major, so everyone's excited about it. They're fired up about it. But again, that side story running parallel to this major is the PGA and the LIV golf tournaments coming together. Not right now, but the end of next season, they're going to come together and unite and unify. So I'm sure, even though it's a major, that the conversation is going to be, the LIV guys and the PGA guys coming together. Is it going to be a LIV guy who wins the major, or is it going to be a PGA guy who wins this major?
Yeah, after all that, man, this is what happens in the end. It's so funny. It just reminds me of what my father always used to tell me is, Patrick, a lot of the time, money wins the argument, Patrick. And that certainly seems to be what happened here. You're right, though. That is going to be the talk. The talk should be, this is the first time the U.S. Open has been here in L.A. Yeah. And that is cool, right? I mean, you would have thought, yeah, it's been here before, but it hasn't. That should be the story because it's a super cool place. And that part is going to be awesome.
Yeah, and they're saying the real star of this major might be the golf course, the LA Country Club. Apparently it's an awesome course. Again, it's never had its time to shine in a major like this, so it could be the real star. They say the golfers are going to love it, but yeah, going into it, you feel like you've got two sides, the LIV guys and you got the PGA guys, and of course they're going to be talking about unifying that, next season, and who's going to win it this year, and is it going to, again, and then of course the money. We don't know what that dynamic's going to look like when they unify. Like, how much money is the purse going to go up on the PGA Tour? Like, because that's why the guys left for LIV. I mean, there's no other reason to leave the PGA Tour. It was just to make more money.
I think they realize that any publicity is good publicity, because I think anyone knows to really drive ratings, you need a villain, and here's your villain.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right, and I think that divide is going to stick around for a little bit. Well, that's a former LIV guy,
Yes.
He chased the money.
Yeah. Yes, the evilness is in the house.
Yeah, I don't really blame him. I'd go chase it too if I had the chance. So
it's funny. I believe it was Scott Van Pelt that said, "I've never had to make a seven figures, so I don't judge."
Yeah, I've never been put in that spot yet. So,
right.
All right, finally, Patrick, let's talk a little bit of baseball. We talked about the Las Vegas Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup Finals. People are excited about the Raiders in Las Vegas now. There's conversation that the Oakland A's could be the next in line to follow the Raiders and give Las Vegas another professional team. Now, I bring up the A's because the other night on Tuesday night, I don't know if you heard about this, but they had a reverse boycott. So instead of not going to the game, A's fans packed the Oakland Coliseum and actually had their biggest crowd of the year to show ownership. Hey, don't leave Oakland. Like, keep the A's here. We deserve to be here. And apparently at one point, your boy Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day led a chant on the scoreboard, "Sell the team." So I guess they want the owner to sell the team to someone who's going to keep them in Oakland. Don't pull the A's up out of the East Bay.
Right. It was kind of cool what the fans did, because it wasn't just only like, hey, you know what I mean? Don't, leave or whatever. It was more like, it's not us.
Yeah.
It's the owner. You know what I mean? It's not us. It's the owner. But hey, it's working through its legislation in Vegas. Yeah. It's in big trouble, dude. I think they're going to Vegas for sure. And it sucks. Trust me, as a child who lost the Sonics way back in 2008, and I know what it's like to lose a professional team. It is awful. But if I lost my football team and my basketball team went across the bridge,
everything,
and then now I'm losing everything. My baseball team, oof, that I feel for kids in Oakland.
Yeah, the only way the A's stay there is if they have a plan for a new stadium, and there is no plan in sight. But you're right, in Las Vegas, the Senate just passed a bill where there's public funding for up to $380 million. You put that with the private funding, they're going to get the stadium done. There's no doubt about it. It's going to happen in Las Vegas. I don't see the scenario where the A's stay in Oakland, other than maybe the owner sells it, maybe the owner somehow works with a private company to get a new stadium done. Because, they're playing in the Oakland Coliseum. That was the former home of the Oakland Raiders, too. It's a football/baseball stadium. It's not built just for baseball. It's too big for the A's.
And I mean, Vegas is showing that they can support a football team, that they can support a hockey team. I mean, there's rumors of the expansion of the NBA to them, and then baseball. It's just funny. You and I, growing up in the '80s, knowing Vegas as a place to stay away from, now it's
Yeah.
becoming the place to be. It's like Vegas is going to be the epicenter of sports. It's just wild for us.
Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, and I'll make this quick. The NBA All-Star Game was in Las Vegas, and we thought, man, this might be the tipping point. Like the professional teams want to go to Las Vegas, and then sure enough, they get a hockey team, and then the Raiders move, and now it looks like the A's are going to follow them. So yeah, Las Vegas is becoming a great professional sports city.
Yeah, Pep, it's like they say, everyone can get to Vegas.
Yeah.
Everyone can get a flight to Vegas. And
Sure.
you know what? They finally smartened up and just said, let's go to the source. That's why we go to our source. Mr. Pep, tell them how to get your stuff.
Yo, get my stuff on Inland Sports. That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We got the Inland Sports YouTube channel. Get my stuff.
Thanks, Pep. Perfect, dude.